Welcome to another episode of the Cat Breeding for Beginners podcast. I'm Pamela and I breed British Shorthairs in Perth, Western Australia. I have a real passion for cat breeding and exhibiting, and I want to share my knowledge and experience with you. I'm on a mission to help new cat breeders go from feeling intimidated, confused and having trouble getting started to confidently breeding happy and healthy cats whilst enjoying this amazing hobby. Before we get started, make sure you visit my website and download your copy of my helpful guide, Advice to New Breeders, where experienced breeders share some great tips they wish someone told them when they started breeding. You can find the link on my homepage at www.catbreedingforbeginners.com. Just look for the picture of Angelica with her kittens. One of the things I love the most, and probably the reason that I breed cats, is showing them. I really do enjoy it. And I've actually been a cat show judge for about 15 years. I've been a short hair judge for a very long time, and I've just recently become a long hair judge as well. So that makes me an all breeds judge. And I love doing it because I love going to the shows and basically being able to touch everyone's cats. It's like you get free range to touch everybody's cats at a show. So I really do enjoy it. But as a new breeder, it can be really daunting, and there's, you can be really scared of making mistakes. And I want to tell you about a mistake so that you don't make it in the future. And I'm going to give you an example. And this happened to me a couple of shows ago, but it has happened to me several times over all the years I've been judging. Now, when you go to a cat show, often you'll have judges that are visiting from somewhere else. You might see them once a year. You might see them once and never see them again. And the visiting judges will come in. They don't know your cats. They don't know anything about your cats, and then they go, and that's fine. But there is also a group of judges that we refer to in Australia as your local judges. And your local judges are the judges that are in your area. And they get invited to judge at shows probably a lot more often, because the simple fact is I'm very cheap as a local judge for my association. They don't have to pay an airfare. They don't have to pay any accommodation. They just have to have me there, basically. Sometimes they give me chocolate. So, I'm happy. I'll judge for chocolate any day. But it's often the fact that you'll have a couple of visiting judges who are like the draw card judges, and the rest of the rings will be made up with local judges. When you take your cats to a show, we encourage exhibitors, if they have questions, to talk to the judges after judging's finished, have a conversation with the judge. I am always up for that. I'm always happy to do that. But what I want to tell you is when you are exhibiting and you're talking to a judge, and that judge is a local judge or maybe a judge that comes to your shows quite a bit, don't give away the secrets about your cat. And what I'm talking about is, I remember an exhibitor came to me and said, Pamela, can you please come and look at my cat? I think my cat's got this. The other judges have noticed it. And I was like, well, I judged your cat and I didn't notice it. But you've just told me. And now that's in my head. I was saying to someone only this morning, I can't remove the things out of my head that exhibitors tell me. Once you tell me something and it's in my head, it's very hard for me to remove it out of my subconscious. So next time I judge this cat, and I will judge this cat again, it's likely that my hand's going to go straight to that thing because I know it's there. Now there's another case I can think of where an exhibitor told me about something to do with their cat, and I thought, well, I didn't notice that. And I actually did consciously think afterwards, how am I going to judge that cat in the future? And I made a decision that if I judge that cat, even though I know that thing might be there, I'm going to put my hands on that cat like I would always put my hands on anybody's cat. If my hand goes, yes, it's there, it's there. If my hand doesn't say it's there, then I'm going to continue as if it's not. Even though the exhibitor outed that issue to me in a conversation. It puts me in a really difficult position. So what I want to say to you is, yes, absolutely, have a conversation with the judge about the thing. But talk to the judge that found the thing. Don't talk to the judges that didn't. Don't out your cat's problems to those judges if they're going to judge your cat again. And I'm not saying hide faults in your cats. I'm not saying being deceptive. The thing about a show fault, and people get a bit weird about show faults and say, if a cat, for example, if a cat's got a tail kink. Well, if the cat's got a tail kink, you can't show it. You can't show a cat with a tail kink. Yes, you can show a cat with a tail kink. You can show a cat with a tail kink to every single show you could possibly go to. There's nothing to stop you entering the cat with a tail kink. What will happen is, if the judge picks up that tail kink, the judge can withhold on your cat or disqualify your cat. So as if it didn't compete in the show, it takes it out of the show, or it withholds its challenge award or its certificate award. So there are consequences to it. But if the judge doesn't notice it, then your cat gets judged as normal. And is that being deceptive? I don't think it is, because if you're upfront and know about it and you're like, I know my cat has a tail fault. I'm not talking about a great big change of direction. You can see when it's walking towards you, but I'm talking like maybe a nodule type feel on its tail. If your cat has that, if a judge doesn't pick it up, then it's on the judge. It's not on you, really, isn't it? And there has been that example that I just gave you of where the exhibitor came and told me about the thing on her cat and asked me to go touch it and see if it was there. That same exhibitor could have just not said anything and showed that cat again under me, because I did not notice it. I did not notice it. I did not put my hand in exactly the right place to notice it at exactly the right time when the cat was moving in a certain way. And the other thing was that she actually then called over the other judge. There was 3 judges that day and 1 judge noticed it. So then she outed the cat to me, and then she called over another judge who is not a local judge but does come and judge in our state very often. And then she asked her as well, and that judge said, I didn't notice it, and the first thing she did was exactly what I did, and shoved her hand in the cage and went and had a feel and said, oh yeah, you're right. And I got to admit, when I actually did put my hand in the cage that time to check it, I said, I don't feel, oh no, there it is. And the cat moved in a certain way and I could feel the thing that I needed to feel. So really, if you're an exhibitor and somebody does notice something about your cat and withholds on it or makes a comment about it or says something about it, yes, talk to that judge about it. But don't go outing your cat to other judges. There's no need. Because once you put that thing in our head, we can't get it out again. We can try really, really hard, and I do try really, really hard, but it is very hard to get it out again. Just like, when I go to a show, a local show, I know pretty much whose cats are whose. It doesn't actually change anything. I don't make my decisions on that basis, but that knowledge and information is in my head because it's in my head. And the only time that it becomes a problem is if it creates bias. And if I don't use it to create bias, that's fine. But if my subconscious, I have a brain the same as everybody else has a brain, and once something's in there, it's hard to remove it subconsciously. If my subconscious kicks in, then, what am I going to do? So don't tell me those negative things if I didn't find them. Don't tell your local judges that. Just, keep exhibiting. And can you exhibit a cat with a fault? Yes, you can. Because if I didn't pick it up and the other judge, we look at that example, 3 judges and only 1 of them picked up the fault. The other 2 judges didn't pick it up. If you go to a show, if you get upset about the fact that the first judge picked it up, now that's wrong. But if you go to a show and, a third of the judges pick it up and 2/3 don't, I think that's probably good odds. Anyway, if you go into it with your eyes open, knowing what you've got is the thing. As a new breeder, it could probably be a bit hard to do that. But as someone who's been showing for nearly 20 years now, I don't care what other people think, so I'll do what I want to do. And I think that attitude's a good one to have. It's working well for me at the moment. Anyway, that's just a little tip for you. When you go to shows, don't out your cat. Let the judge find what the judge finds and go with it then. And only talk to the judges that find it. Don't talk to the ones that don't. Okay, bye for now. Thanks for listening. Make sure you visit www.catbreedingforbeginners.com, where you can find articles, guides, courses and more. Plus, make sure you check out my amazing New Cat Breeders Club. It's a supportive space where new cat breeders can learn, share and help each other. I only take new members a few times a year, so sign up to make sure you don't miss out.